Hey, hi! Welcome to the sessions on SOTIF. SOTIF is Safety of the Intended Functionality, that is ISO PAS 21448. I am Tota Krishna Hema, your automotive expert. So let us get into the topic in further more slides. So why do we need SOTIF? So autonomous cars or self-driving cars are based on artificial intelligence. These high complex systems need to learn from scenarios which happens in a real-time environment, like in this kind of road, in this kind of traffic, in this kind of environment or the atmosphere. This is the decision which I need to make or the vehicle need to make. Okay. Say emergency braking in highly complex or versatile environment. Say the decision which driver takes based on the environment, we want the system to do it. System must learn it to do in safe way to control the effect of the environment. So advanced functionalities of vehicle are built based on sensing, processing of these complex algorithms and actuating in electrical and electronic systems. ISO PAS 21448. PAS is publicly available specification. SOTIF is the first step in safety which we do along with the HARA or the hazard and risk analysis in case of functional safety. Functional safety is depending on the risks which is associated with the malfunctioning of electronics in the system, in the vehicle system. SOTIF is much more than electronics. It is about driving environment. So ISO PAS 21448 or the SOTIF, which talks about triggering events or the triggering conditions. Okay, these triggering conditions or triggering events are of two types. One is internal trigger. The other thing is external trigger. So internal triggers are which will happen inside the vehicle. The external triggers are outside the vehicle, which will happen outside the vehicle. The triggering events are like weather or weather means the environment such as sun exposure, rain, fog, ice, or misinterpretation of images in sensors which enables unwanted braking. Here unwanted braking is a triggering event. SOTIF is not intended for misuse. But in case of both misuses and triggering events, we need to do RCA for both of the activities. So in this scenario, like I just want to give an example, like if a plastic or the polythene bag is flying in front of your vehicle, okay, your camera sensor identified it as an obstacle and a sudden brake is applied, okay, even with that sudden braking is happened here is called a triggering event or unwanted braking. The if that polythene bag, if even if your vehicle hits it also, it doesn't harm your vehicle, but the system is treating it as a real-time obstacle, so which leads to a external triggering event. Why do we need SOTIF if we already have functional safety in place? So functional safety in general, it deals in two different aspects. One is through avoiding. During product development or product build phase, okay, and controlling is post production or when the vehicle is on road or in working condition or in driving condition. So of random hardware failures and systematic failures that violate safety goals. Functional safety talks about electronics or software malfunctions within the car, that means which are inside the car. Random falls, generally it will happen outside the vehicle. The probability of occurrence of this random falls is much more in outside the car than inside the car. So this outside car in car things are being covered by the SOTIF. So inside car things can be covered by the functional safety. So these functional safety and SOTIF should go hand in hand to cover the almost all scenarios, or all kind of scenarios or the failures or the or this kind, or to make the autonomous cars much more robust kind of. ISO 26262 talks about malfunctioning of vehicles, that is how it affects the vehicle, okay. What sort of hazards you can expect out of it. Verification in automotive. In general, autonomous vehicle requires requirement-based testing when we are implementing automotive spies. Along with RBT or the requirement based testing, we need to conduct other methods of testing like fault injection testing, error guessing, boundary value analysis, these kind of testing activities and much more we do as a part of functional safety. But SOTIF requires scenario based testing along with requirement based testing. In scenario based testing, we need to consider speed or distance in case of collision need to be considered for coverage. So why do we need requirement based testing along with all in all these cases is like we build customer based on the requirements which we have covered in our features. So these many requirements are implemented. This is the pay or this is the money we get out of our work. So what exactly this RBT is, requirement based testing and scenario based testing together we need to test the vehicle at vehicle level. Scenario based testing is like how this component behaves in particular scenario. So if we do it at component level and system level, makes the vehicle much more robust. So this hill, sill, mill, or these all testing things which helps us to run thousands of scenarios in a minute. ADAS functionalities like lane keeping assistance, distance control, emergency brake assist is not intended to harm anyone. So example scenario is when the obstacle or the human or any other car comes suddenly before the vehicle, emergency braking will be applied as a part of this ADAS functionality. But the vehicle followed by us means like which is coming behind us, so might hit us when we apply a sudden brake. Sortive system decisions. Sortive system decisions are four different types, that is false positive, false negative, false braking, false non-braking. Okay, false positive, which is similar to false braking. That means the result says you have a condition you are tested for, but you are not really having it. So like applying brakes by the system without actual threat. So as I said before, if your polythene is flying in front of your car and if your car thinks it as a real obstacle and if it applies a brake, here it is. So false braking also the same thing, same example. False negative is like the results say you don't have a condition but you really do. Like automotive car crashes in case the sensor did not recognize a threat. Actually you have some obstacle, some real time obstacle, but your sensors did not identify it. Then that's when like it will happen, our car will hit that obstacle, so which leads to further more damage. So this is false negative or false non-braking scenario. What are the driving scenarios and its verification and validation activities in Certif? So we have four different perspectives which we need to cover is safe, unsafe, so known and unknown. The combinations which we have in this is safe known, safe unknown, unsafe known, unsafe unknown. So I'm reading it in anti-clockwise direction. So safe known is the area 1, which is normal behavior, that is driving in case of rain. That verification and validation which is required for this thing is normal verification and validation is required. So this is like safe and known scenario. What about unsafe and known scenario? Unsafe and known scenario comes into area 2. Area 2 is scenario which is identified system limitation. Example is usage of mobile in driving, unsafe known, right? So usage of talking with a co-passenger while you are driving by looking at them, and so there's multiple other examples I can give. So verification and validation is system behavior including functional moments. And what about safe unknown situation is area 4. Scenario is system robustness. So example is driving in case of sun exposure. Verification validation is not applicable. So this is safe unknown situation. Okay, and what about unknown unsafe situation. So unknown unsafe situation is the scenarios, residual scenario is the area 3. It is the area 3 is the most critical area in the SOTIF. So area 3 is a scenario which comes under residual scenarios. What is residue? Residue is a leftover, right? So we were not able to cover it. So residual scenarios is we did not cover, we were not able to cover in any of these areas before. So this is the residual scenario. What about the verification and validation activities? Quantitative and qualitative evaluation of residual scenarios. So can we cover 100% of coverage? Scenario coverage? Ideally, no, but we will try to cover as maximum as we can. So like the vehicle diagnostics help us to retrieve all the driving scenarios, real-time driving environment and situations, and the driver decisions it will take, and it will all the OEMs will collect the diagnostic data and they will try to improvise the car based on those diagnostics data. So they are trying to cover multiple use cases, millions and millions of use cases. So this will help us to bring in or the consideration of the residual risk much more. So the quantity, that means based on the use cases consideration, the quantitative consideration of residual risk make things comparable, which brings in qualitative attributes. With this I have completed this concept. So in the next topic we are going to study the SOTIF workflow as a part 2. So if you like this concept, click on the like button. If you want further more automotive videos, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.